Hello, Pastor Rich here, reporting to you from my own backyard on this Wednesday afternoon. I'd like to share a meditation with you. First, let me bring you a reading from the story of Jesus. It comes from chapter 14 of the Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat and cross to the other side of the lake, while he sent the people home. After sending them home, he went up into the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on the water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!" But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Then Peter called out to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you, walking on the water." "Yes, come," Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water towards Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, Peter was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshipped him. "You really are the Son of God," they exclaimed. This ends our reading. And as I reflect upon this reading today, it calls to mind that many of us during this difficult and challenging time, in light of the coronavirus pandemic, may feel like Peter, having asked Jesus if he could walk out on the water towards Jesus. And when he saw what was going on around him, he became terrified. Some of us may feel terrified out of fear of getting sick ourselves. We may feel terrified for the sake of our friends and relatives, neighbors, loved ones who may be most vulnerable to serious infection. We may feel terrified for the short and long-term financial implications of the community-wide shutdowns that are happening. For some reason or another, there are many reasons why a lot of us may be able to resonate with Peter in this story, knowing that he rested securely in God's care, but at the same time, when he looked around, he saw the wind and the waves and became very frightened. And he called out to Jesus. And Jesus was faithful to reach out and pull Peter back up above the troubled waters. And Jesus says these words to his disciples. And I think that these are words for you and me. They're words for us as we navigate this very challenging time. Take courage. I am here, says Jesus. Let us take courage because Jesus is here, because God is with us every step of the way. So let's, with the help of God and each other, continue to be in prayer for our community members, for our leaders, for medical professionals, and for others. And stay connected with each other. See you next time.